Core field stabilized. Intaro Atun.
Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft War Remastered. Today it's going to be a RoyaL game sent to me by RJB. It's RoyaL versus Jaehoon here on Elysion. This map was created in May 2019. It's currently still in use in competitions. Top right, we got ourselves a yellow Terran player. It is RoyaL under his original name, Sorry. And on the bottom right, we have Jaehoon, an excellent Protoss player. He is teal here today. So I think this is the first time I've cast the game on Elysion, but maybe not. So I looked it up on Liquipedia, and it says this map contains features from other maps. So 1 to 3 o'clock. So this is basically the top right position, and right down to the 3 o'clock, it is Fighting Spirit. Yes. Yes, it is. From 4 to 6 o'clock, it is La Mancha. A map that I've cast a few games on. And it doesn't stop there. From 7 to 9 o'clock, it's Circuit Breakers. Okay. Yep. Just without a ramp leading down. Anyway, I don't know. And from, oh wait, so 9 o'clock. This is 9 o'clock. It's not a sunken expansion with a ramp leading down, but okay, whatever. And then here from the 7 o'clock to the 11 o'clock position, we have, oh no, hang on a second, I've got this. Anyway, probe harassing, a barracks being built, gateway coming up. Dun, dun. I have this up on my other monitor, the details about this map, but there we go. Ah, yes. So 10 o'clock to 12 o'clock, it is Grand Line. Okay. It says, however, some terrain features may be different from the original map due to balance. Okay, so that's why this isn't a low expansion with a ramp leading down. Okay, so it's just an amalgamation of 4 other maps. So very, very weird, man. Hey, Steve! Hey, Steve the SCV. We have a Steve the SCV shirt in production. We'll see it here maybe in another couple of weeks or so on FalconPaladin.store. Wow, this probe harassing. No kills. Just, you know, taking HP off of SCVs. Oh, come on. You can get a kill. No, you can't. No, you cannot. This Marine guarantees that you will not get a kill. Man, Jaehoon. Jaehoon with a probe harass. And, man, is this probe not actually going to die? Oh, trying to fight and gets down to, like, no HP and just lets the shields recharge. Keeps running, keeps scouting, throws down a pylon in the middle of the mineral line for harassment purposes just to mess up the pathing of these SCVs. Dude, this guy, this is hilarious. Is he going to let that finish? Nope, he cancels it. Just, you know. I think RoyaL recognized that what was going on here. This is, oh man, this is hilarious. This probe's fighting so hard. On the other side, we got an SCV, Steve the SCV scouting, not really, you know, attacking anything necessarily, but recognizes the Cyber Core is up before the expansion. Probably now expansion time, now that the Cyber Core is done. And yeah, what a strange concept for a map here, though. We're going to take 4 pretty popular ladder maps, kind of smush them all into one and see how we feel about it. And apparently it works. Apparently it's, you know, still used competitively according to Liquipedia here. Neat. Anyway, what are we doing? Singularity charge, siege tank on the way. Didn't go for the 1 racks expand timing. Went for the factory first. Then we'll consider expanding. Still want a barracks, or a bunker here rather, next to your barracks. But gonna have a siege tank out here in time to deal with Dragoons. No real problem. Let's get Jaehoon's resume while we know what's happening here, shall we? He has a lifetime 50.2 win rate. Or 50.2% win rate, which is kind of cool. He is actually pretty even against Protoss and Terran at about a 49... Wait, how do these not add up? It's 49, 49, and 46 for all of his matchups. And then he's a 50.2 win rate. What the heck? I don't know. Anyway, against Protoss, 49% win rate. Against Terran, 49% win rate. Against Zerg, 46% win rate. What the heck? Anyway, we took second place in Shinhan Bank Winners League. I think that's actually a team-style thing. But I took, let's see, 5th place in ASL Season 1 back in 2016. 3rd place in Mu Pro League Season 2 back in 2018. So, yeah, not a bad player. And then RoyaL is the current ASL champion. So good on him, man. He came out of nowhere, changed his name to RoyaL, and kicked butt, took names, and won ASL. So can't argue with that. Yeah, I mean, these Dragoons are like, we could harass, but there's our siege tanks back there already. And, well, are we researching siege mode? No. Interesting. Spider mines first. Okay. I guess he feels like he can hold off these Dragoons just with unsieged siege tanks, which I'm not going to tell him he can't. This is RoyaL we're talking about. After all, Observatory coming in because he's worried about the potential of spider mines, which is smart because it is the first thing being researched. And we already researched. Oh, we have to have researched siege mode, right? You're moving out on the map. Ooh, good snipe. Pushing in there, sniping Steve the SCV as he tries to make it home. He's honestly just pushing in with unsieged siege tanks and marines to try to make this thing work. This is gutsy. I kind of love it from RoyaL. This was sent to me by RJB. Be sure to check him out. YouTube.com/@RJBTV. That's how URLs work these days. Anyway, for certain people, but YouTube.com/the@ symbol, like an email, or on Twitter, RJBTV. All right. Check him out. Vulture speed before siege mode. What the heck? This is amazing. Okay, so I think we have enough Dragoons to handle this, especially if these tanks can't siege up. This is so weird. Have I ever seen this attempted from a Terran player before? This push out with Marines and unsieged siege tanks? No, I really haven't. And man, if you had siege, you could siege up on this high ground and the Dragoons would be like, we don't want to go in there. But now you have to go all the way home. And you get caught up. Your pathing sucks. This tank comes back home and gets picked off and dies. I mean, probably, right? Oh, yes, it does because of the pathing, because you didn't have siege mode. And you've got an observer out, so the spider mines aren't even a concern, and this engineering bay is going to die. Dude, Jaehoon's having a great opening here. He's got a 3rd base at this mineral-only location, which is a La Mancha feature. Again, different tile set, because La Mancha is definitely desert, but, you know, you get the idea. What a weird map. Elysion. It says on Wikipedia that the name comes from Elysium, which is a place in Greek mythology. Interesting choice that way. So spider mine's getting cleared out. This probe being alive is actually pretty impressive. I feel like the vultures could have snuck down here and sniped it, but I don't know if they wanted to get that deep in there. But yeah, honestly, so far so good. I think Jaehoon's in a fantastic position. You got to out-expand the Terran player. Vultures are trying. Oh, hold the door. No, didn't hold the door because spider mine broke open the door, but more Dragoons here, and I don't think. Oh, I don't know. Okay, that vulture gets sniped. 1 vulture inside your mineral line is not as bad as 2 or like 3 for sure. Probe's attacking it to try to make sure that it doesn't get any more kills, but then it does. Okay, all right, got some damage out. A little bit of damage out on those probes, but their shields, they'll heal up quite nicely. Vulture trying to see if a 4th base is going to come up here from Jaehoon. They're scouting that. Spider mines, if an attack comes up this way, they'll know. And a spider mine here too. So if an attack comes up the right side, he will know. So, working on vehicle weapons. Is that level 2? Nope, level 1. Coming in. Arbiter Tribunal here in about 2.5 bases. I mean, the 3rd base is up and running, so on 3 bases. And then going to throw up pylons so vultures can't swing behind this mineral line at the 3rd base and wipe out those probes. Again, having an observer and having Dragoons with range is a requirement in PvT. If you don't get that early, you're going to die to spider mines pretty much more often than not. I did not see. There you go. Siege mode is done. And supply. What the heck? Okay, I guess he's trying to expand here to his 3rd base. Supply depots and spider mines, so it's hard to get up here. I like it. I approve this observer cruising around, trying to see what's going on. And starport coming in for EMP purposes. Replace the engineering bay because you want turrets eventually, because you are worried about arbiters on some level. And I really haven't heard any scans. Did he just get a comm set? Just has enough energy for a scan? I haven't been listening for scans, in all fairness. Anyway, hit that like button if you're enjoying this game so far. Hit the subscribe. I recently hit 60,000 subscribers, and I'd love to get to 70 in a decent time frame. So subscribe. If you like Brood War, come on. I put out new Brood War content 6 times a week, including Sunday live streams, which are tons of fun. We cast replays sent in by players like you. We also cast professional replays, which is super cool. Anyway, check it out on Sundays at 11 a.m. Eastern here on this channel. You can click the notification bell so that you know when I'm live. Scanning the main base, yes. Arbiters. Did not scan the Arbiter Tribunal, but he knows that it's there, that's for sure. Actually, wait, Tribunal's up here. He might have seen it, actually. Bottom. Recall coming in fairly quickly. Sometimes we see stasis first, but that's fine. And yeah, expanding down this way. Again, this part of the map is our guy, La Mancha. So you got gas expansion down here at the 6 o'clock position. And then it starts being circuit breakered up this left side. Yeah, I'm really kind of in love with this idea of a map. So hats off to the creator, Latias, for coming up with the idea and making it work. And obviously it's not perfect because of balance concerns. If you wanted, if you want this to be used competitively, you could just throw all these maps together and have no concern for balance and just kind of release it as a fun map to play with friends and stuff. But if you want this to be used in things like ASLs and other premier tournaments, then you kind of got to make sure the balance is accounted for, don't you? You certainly do. What else is going on in the world? Another scan is what's going on in the world. Scans, what? Speed lots. Speed lots are coming out. Sure, we knew that. 158 to 118 supply is tough sledding. It's kind of tough sledding. Right now for RoyaL, Jaehoon's up pretty high, but he needs to be because of the cost effectiveness of the mech. We all know that. How many of you guys are familiar with Zombo.com? Pause the game and go to Zombo.com really quick, because it is one of the more unique and interesting internet experiences that I've ever had. So I'm going to tell you, back when I was a freshman in college, it was the second semester, so it was 2001. One of the people on my floor, I was living in the dorms, was like, yo, go to this website, Zombo.com. And I was like, what? Okay. Pulled it up and I was like, ooh. This is kind of hypnotizing and like affirming in a weird way. And I've just always been thinking about it since. I love this tank position here. Oh, messing with your attempt to get a 5th base is sick and covers this area too to a certain extent. Okay, never mind, we're going, says Jaehoon. Oh, are we going? I don't know. There's a lot of siege tanks up there. Never mind, pull back. Our 5th base is going to die. Okay, RoyaL kind of needed to do this because Jaehoon is expanding like a madman and getting away with all of it. I love this drop play from RoyaL. Drops make your StarCraft game infinitely better. And guess what? Recalls are drops too. Recalls make your StarCraft performance infinitely better. Trying to sneak on in with an Arbiter. And the Arbiter doesn't die because it's got a lot of armor. Oh my gosh, is it trying? Or to get EMP'd? Nope. There's the recall. Wow, it gets deep! Deep into RoyaL's territory. Unloads with speed lots with +1 attack. Dragoons with Ranger here. This is the Arbiter still alive, providing cloak. This is sick. There is another comsat station available. Yes, this base died, but Dragoons came through and cleared it out in bottom right too. But yo, I can't believe that Arbiter got that deep into RoyaL's territory and got that recall off without dying or getting EMP'd. I guess that was a little bit early to get EMP'd in all fairness, but yo. And then tries to bust up into the 3rd base while the tanks are distracted. I don't know. Repairing the bunker would be cool. Actually bringing these vultures down to attack these zealots would also be cool. Why are you sitting here? Okay, Spider Mines wiped them out, but zealots are running rampant all over the place. Dude, Jaehoon. Jaehoon is really upset that he lost his 5th base, and he is taking it out on RoyaL right now. 160 to 136 supply. 1-1 upgrades on the siege tanks. It is a +1 attack. Is he going to recall onto this mess too? Nope. Stasis is a couple of the siege tank. More siege tanks are rolling in to try to deal with it, though. Yo. Okay, so I think the 3rd base is saved. Yes, it is saved. A lot of dead Dragoons there. The remainder pull back with their Arbiter providing cloak. 5th base getting replanted, and actually this is more of the 5th base now. So 5th base minerals only. Yeah, that's a circuit breaker feature. And then the natural base at the bottom left for the circuit breaker bottom left expansion. Hilarious. Like, incredible stuff here. So double expanding to make up for the fact that you lost one. I love that from Jaehoon. So RoyaL here on the counterattack. He's got a bunch of siege tanks. He's got vultures in the front. Spider Mine's here too. He's got a science vessel. Not ready to rock, but here to provide detection anyway. And, ooh, that's a tough place, man. Okay, some of these mineral patches are not usable with the siege tanks there, and Jaehoon says, all right, get out of here. There's a Goliath, tried to kill that Arbiter. No, Zealots wiped it out, and Jaehoon's going to try to just run roughshod over this group, but there's a scan. There's a lot of siege tanks here. Not actually more Zealots coming from the back. And you know what? Jaehoon's going to be able to roll this. Is he going to get up into the third base? I'm less certain about that, but these Zealots are mean. They got speed. They got +1. He's microing them properly, running past the tanks and then attacking. Well, kind of. He was, not so much anymore. And Spider-Mine wipes out those 3 Zealots. That was kind of cool. Spider-Mine drag there, and the third base lives, but a lot of tanks died. And as we all know, keeping that tank count low is really important if you want to win a PvT. Anyway, Zombo.com, I've just been thinking about it on and off for the last 22 years. Like, I can't believe that site existed. Every time I went to it, it was still up, and I was like, what is going on here? And it was initially Flash, I want to say, but then Flash died, so the creator of the site had to change it to whatever it is now, HTML5, so that it could run in 2023, and this is a pretty nice Zealot bombing from Jaehoon, by the way. Anywho, somebody in the Discord server, Pleasant Guy, also known as Random Dude, also known as GSK, he just did a random who is lookup on the website and found an email address that I could email to ask these questions like, what motivated you to make this site? And so I emailed him today, and I'm curious to see what he's going to say about it. Anyway, he's probably not even checking that email anymore. It is a Yahoo, though. I was worried it was going to be like a GeoCities website or like, I don't know, other email domain like .net0 that don't exist anymore. But it's a Yahoo, and Yahoo still exists. Anyway, stasis up on the siege tanks. Jaehoon crushing through here. I like Jaehoon's position in this game. He lost his 5th, and he went absolutely crazy on the aggression after that. He's like, you know what? I'm going to keep your tank count low. I'm going to attack into your 3rd base. I'm going to make sure you don't feel safe enough to try to get a 4th base. How's that sound, RoyaL? Yeah, actually, fantastic question. How does that sound, RoyaL? Bad, probably. Look at these expansions. Starting to throw up gateways bottom left. That's going to be the summer home in case this all goes poorly and RoyaL shows up and entirely destroys the main base of Jaehoon, which is not out of the question here. Dude, stasis runs out on these siege tanks. Vultures at the front. EMP gets tossed down. The tanks are dying, and RoyaL's got to pull back to that high ground there. He's going to try to expand. He's got to get a 4th base at some point. So he scans and says, 5th base is back. 6th base doesn't exist. That's a small silver lining for me on a very big, dark, scary rain cloud. Is he hiding? Yeah, he's hiding the SCV up there. He sent this. Oh, this is a different one. Okay, that's your 4th base. That is your scan down here. Okay. So Arbiters all over. This is just looking like death. Ooh, he scans in, EMPs this Arbiter, and tries maybe getting it to come out because it's almost dead. Small group of Dragoons just clearing out Spider Mines, and hey, pushing into into a position here if they can. If they can't, they're just going to pull back. Dude, scanning and killing this base would almost guarantee a win right now. Another scan. Did these Dragoons pull back? They did. Great. Yeah, if this Dragoon group just kind of comes up and wipes that out, I think that might just be GG. But nope. We're not doing that. Anyway, it's another recall. Just casually wandering in. Doo-doo-doo. We're just going to take missile turret hits from 2 missile turrets the whole time. Those missile turrets must be rebuilt. Ah ha ha ha. Supply depots, not a bad target here. Okay, just eating spider mines with your recall. Not exactly what you want to do if you're a Protoss player. I'm throwing that out there for you. Dragoons holding back. Oh, Spider bites. Not triggering on this 3-kill Dragoon, but he's dead anyway. Is there another attack? Yeah, Jaehoon's too good just to recall and do only one thing. He's going to try to push up here. There's 2 siege tanks. I don't know if 2 siege tanks is enough to protect this base, but the wall's kind of back up, and there's more spider mines laid down, and it's a little bit dicey if you're going to be able to bust up there. Jaehoon decides instead, let's go left. Let's head up that left side. What was that scan? Oh, just scan down here to see if the army was ready to come in, and they weren't. So great use of scans here by RoyaL for sure. Oh, guess who expanded top left? Jaehoon did. So Jaehoon took it. I don't know. I guess a Zealot went up there and killed that SCV. Yeah, that Zealot's got 1 kill. He's going to scout up this way, too. Eat some spider mines with his face. Continue to live with all of 6 HP. And, oh, snipe a very injured SCV already. Kind of got, I don't know if he target fired that or got lucky with it. So he dead, but that's a scout. So this is where Jaehoon says, if I keep RoyaL to 2 bases, I can do this thing, right? Totally. Vultures. I don't know if this is really what it'd be. They would have worked in just in congruence here with siege tanks like these guys are. Beautiful stasises, though. Take that, siege tanks. And just, you know, just casually wandering up. This command center's got to lift off. Some of these SCVs are probably going to live. Can you block them? No, because they're mineral walking through you guys. Aha! So a bunch of SCVs do manage to survive the Holocaust, the onslaught here at their base. I'm not sure if that counts. Anyway, maybe I'll retract that. But the death of a lot of their friends, including the temporary loss of their jobs, which is horrible. This command center stopped flying away. Could you not squeeze between here, really? I feel like that's Dragoonable. Oh, man. Scans coming up. And, all right. Counterattack, says RoyaL. Sure, let's do that. I cannot believe that thing. Did you recall again? Ow, it's another recall into the natural base. Oh, no. Okay, so RoyaL sets up and says, this is your worst nightmare. I'm going to set up siege tanks and kill 2 of your bases at the same time. And Jaehoon says, they're basically mined out already. I don't know that I care all that much. The natural base here of RoyaL is also mined out, but he had some production facilities here. Some more SCVs died. It's 65 to 51 workers, which is not great. Not great at all. But not getting into the main base. Siege tanks, defender's advantage kicking in there. Spider mines get laid just to make it a little bit harder to get out of his own natural base there. And then Sari heads left. I don't know. He's still 167 total supply. He's got 3 siege tanks. This group wins this battle, which doesn't seem all that massive. But can you take out 2 bases with 1 fell swoop? Is the question here. And it seems like, yeah, absolutely. These, okay, maybe even 3 bases in 1 fell swoop. This is the problem with the Circuit Breaker setup, is that you can, I mean, that's what Circuit Breakers does, right? You can kind of just set up, wipe out 2 bases at once, and then, yeah, this bottom left base is in a ton of trouble as well. Okay, Nexus down. Stasis just a couple seconds too late. Brutal. Brutality. What a crazy good PvT this is. Again, it's an RJB replay. Oh, wow. Siege tanks, Goliaths marching up in here. This is so good. This is such a good PvT. Oh, that Arbiter's taking big hits. Stasis. Oh, Stasis catches all 4 of the Goliaths. That was an incredibly well-placed Stasis. Now we come on in without having to worry about it. Recall right on top of your dudes and actually wipe this attack out. Dude, Jaehoon's recalling today has been insane. Now we just wait for Stasis to wear off. I said this in the Sunday stream last week, but I think Protoss would generally agree that Stasis needs to be reduced in duration a little bit, because look at this. You just gotta sit here. La 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 la. If Stasis had already worn off, you could have killed these and moved on to something else by now, but you gotta wait. You just gotta wait. We wait around. Wait for the DMB to open. Still waiting. I mean, there you go. Now you can kill all this stuff. It's dumb. It really is. Ooh, and got the science hustle before it could flee. Yeah, I feel like Stasis just elongates games for no reason. Anyway, I don't know if RoyaL repaired this command center or not, but he's got his 4th base back, and he's sending tanks up the left side. Okay, he's messing with that base too. So Jaehoon didn't lose the bottom left, but he did lose The other 2 bases in the circuit breakers corner of the map. 179 to 161 supply. Jaehoon is up. Worker count is even after all the damage done in this part of the map here by Jaehoon. He's gathering his forces. He's got 3 attack and 1 armor against the 3-3 of the mech. The tank count isn't ginormous, and this is the thing that really just blows my mind about siege tanks in TVP. You're going to send siege tanks unsupported across the map and wipe out a Nexus, and the Protoss really can't stop you. It's crazy. It's crazy how that happens. Like, you don't, I mean, I don't know. Anyway, big time attack coming into the 3rd base. Actually, is this the 4th base? I forgot this existed. Maybe it's a 5th. The 5th base of the Terran. Siege tanks firing away. 5 of the siege tanks get stasis at once. What a really economical stasis that is. But Jaehoon pulling back. Doesn't like the sheer number of tanks with +3 that remain there. And it's 127 to 128 supply. That is a win in supply count, at least for Sari here. Sari's expanding top left now. This is a really good PvT. I know I've said that, but my gosh, I don't know who's on top here right now. I think the Terran being even in supply is way better for him right now. But Jaehoon's been so active, he can change the entire feel of the game with 1 or 2 recalls or 1 or 2 stasises. I can't believe 1 stasis caught those 5 tanks. That was a sick bit of micro there. He's rebuilding bases that died. I mean, not the ones that have no value at all, obviously, but, you know, the ones in the bottom left here. The Grand Line portion of the map is, you know, it's being taken. It's been more ignored than the other portions here on Elysion. Elysion. Also, you know, check me out on Patreon, patreon.com/Falcon Paladin if you want to support me out there for as little as $1 a month. If you don't like Patreon, some people don't, you can support me here on YouTube, rather, by clicking the join button down below for just as little as $1.99 a month. It does go up from there, but, you know, it starts at $2. You get a green name, you get a super cool icon next to your name, you get access to extra emojis that nobody else gets. And then for just one-time non-recurring donations, which people are here for too, you can click the thanks button down below to do it through YouTube and through Google, or you can also just use PayPal, paypal.com. And my email address, falconpaladin@gmail.com, is active there on PayPal. Swinging down the left side, Vultures into house. Only 1 cannon is not enough to stop 3-3 Vultures, I'm afraid. Do you want to kill the probes or do you want to kill the cannon? You know what? Probes is good. Probes is good. Oh, wow. The entire army of Jaehoon comes down to deal with this. Vultures backing into a corner. That's an easier way for them to deal with the Zealots. Maybe get a few spider mines out, too. No, not really. Okay, has to scan to see these guys because obviously the Arbiter's in here. But, you know, eventually the Vultures get cleared out. 42 to 60 workers. Dude, I thought Jaehoon had a stranglehold on this game. He had the entire bottom half of the entire map. And RoyaL was kind of trying to get, I guess, a 4th base up. I don't know. How long has he had this one? A while. So I guess a 5th base up. But now he's at a 6th and a 7th. And he could probably take an 8th if he wanted. I think RoyaL just flipped this entirely on its head and pulled out a win in a TVP, which I feel like Terrans have been struggling in TVP lately on the channel. So Terran fans are happy about it. I mean, I'm not going to call this an unlosable position by RoyaL, but if you split the map in half as a Meching Terran versus a Protoss, you really should be able to win the game, especially if you are an ASL champion. I think this game happened before he was an ASL champion, but still a very, very good up-and-coming, about to win an ASL championship kind of guy. Yeah. Scans. Ooh, this Vulture. How is this Vulture alive down here? That's crazy pants. I kind of love it, though. This is a lot of tanks. The macro here by RoyaL has been absolutely insane, too. By both players, it's been insane. What a hard-fought, back-and-forth win. And I think RJB described this as, you don't know who's going to win until the very end, so I don't know. All right, Jaehoon decides it is time to engage. Stasis goes up, catching the Goliath, as usual. Fantastic micro. Stasis on a few of the tanks on the back line here as well. Defensive Matrix up on one of the tanks, kind of towards the back line. Science Vessel providing detection, but the siege, I mean, there's just another line back here. And that's 176 to 130, so that's not breakable, and that's your GG. Jaehoon taps out and RoyaL wins it. Man, absolutely killer. Killer, impressive display. Man. That was so good. That was such a good PvT. Again, Jaehoon had a firm handle on this game. He lost his 5th, went a little bit berserk, recalled into the main base of RoyaL, attacked this base, forced a liftoff at a death of a ton of SCVs here, got another recall into the main base, and RoyaL was just on his back foot, just defending. But then he decides to counterattack. RoyaL comes down, wipes out this 3rd base. I don't know if he killed this base or not, but then kills these 2 bases, is about to wipe out the bottom left. Jaehoon has to respond to it, and then he takes the time to expand a couple times on the top side, rebuild his tank count. There's just too many siege tanks here to completely stasis. You don't have to stasis all of them, right? But if you stasis a few of them, over half of them, you could probably break through. But man, RoyaL's just a monster. I mean, he won an ASL. You guys know that. But what a fantastically well-executed game. Really, from both of these players. Somebody had to win. Right? Somebody had to win. And today, it was RoyaL. So, GG. And let's check out this final score before we go. But again, hit that like button if you had a good time with that PvT. I thought it was a good time. I enjoyed it thoroughly. 239,000 points from RoyaL, 237 from Jaehoon. Outproducing the Protoss player by about a 3-to-2 ratio. And outkilling the Protoss player as well, but not by very much. Structures raised by both players, pretty even, 26-24. And resources spent here. Outspending the Terran by about 11,000 resources, which wasn't enough in a 29-minute game. I kind of feel like you have to outspend the Terran as a Protoss by maybe 15,000 resources, maybe, I don't know, 13 or 14 at least, when it gets a 30-minute mark and more from there, especially in a macro game. And that's going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.